He walked away from a company making hundreds of millions. She didn't stop him. When he went into debt to chase an impossible dream, she stood beside him. Even after marriage, she kept borrowing money from her own family just to keep his dream alive. And when he finally won, the whole world praised her. But maybe the way people describe her should be more than just lucky wife or the good woman who bet on the right poor guy. Because this world has plenty of people with dreams, but very few people are willing to carry someone else's dream with them. Today, we need to talk about Zhang Xue's wife, Chen Xingyi. Born in the late 1980s in the countryside with only a middle school education, Chen Xingyi's life could have followed the same path as so many others. Marry early, leave home, work hard, survive. But her story became something very different. When she first brought Zhang Xue home to meet her parents in 2007, he had already opened a motorcycle repair shop with the skills he taught himself. And thanks to that famous moment when he chased a TV crew for a chance to be seen, he had already become a professional rider. At that time, even Chen Xingyi didn't fully believe motorcycles could change his life. What moved her wasn't his success. It was his fire. That viral documentary clip where Zhang Xue chased the reporter's car. She was there. At first, he even bragged to her that the reporter wanted to interview him. But when she found out he had begged for that opportunity himself, she cried uncontrollably, not because she thought he was inspiring, but because she felt that kind of pain, the pain of loving someone, wanting to help, and having no power to change anything. Then, in 2009, Zhang Xue's racing career still wasn't going anywhere. He gave up his dream in tears and decided to return to normal life, working at a motorcycle factory. Chen Xingyi also went back to her hometown in Mayang and became a substitute elementary school teacher. Honestly, if the story had ended there, it would have made perfect sense. That's how most people live. In your 20s, you're told to choose once and for all between dreams and stability. But the reason this couple touches so many people today is because they dared to protect the part of themselves most people are forced to bury. During those factory years, Zhang Xue went from the pain of losing his dream to becoming almost extreme about building great motorcycles. He didn't care about office politics. He only cared about ability. If others needed 2 months to finish something, he could do it in 1 week. His boss liked him so much that he even arranged for Chen Xingyi to work at the factory too. During those 3 years, they got married, built a house, and had a child. For a moment, life looked stable, even happy. But that stable life only lasted about 3 years. In 2013, Zhang Xue's dream came back to life. He no longer wanted to work under someone else's system. He wanted to build his own motorcycles. He was afraid to tell his wife, but she had already seen it in him. And all she said was, "The Lantern Festival has already passed. If you want to go, then go." That tells you everything about who she was. Zhang Xue took just 20,000 yuan and went to Chongqing to look for partnerships and rent a place. And Chen Xingyi, she took their 10-month-old baby and followed him into that uncertain life. They wore old clothes for years. They bought the cheapest leftover vegetables. Life was hard. But what truly moved me wasn't just the hardship. It was the borrowing, page after page of debt. If you look closely at their early bills, many of the names on those loans came from Chen Xingyi's side of the family. When Zhang Xue's future was at its most uncertain, she used the trust of her own parents and relatives to help him carry the risk of his dream. And that kind of life, patching one hole by opening another, lasted 5 years. Not until 2018, when Zhang Xue and his partners co-founded Kove Motorcycles, did things start to get better. The company created miracles in the market, won races, and at its peak reached 800 million yuan in annual revenue. By normal logic, that should have been the moment to stop chasing and finally live an easier life. But Zhang Xue is not a normal person. His partners wanted stability. They wanted to sell more bikes. He wanted to pour money into research and development. In the end, because of those different beliefs, he walked away from the very company he helped create. Think about that moment. Most wives, most people would try to stop him. They had suffered for years. They didn't have extra money. He was already 37 years old. And yes, Chen Xingyi did say something, but what she said was, "Just talk things through calmly. Don't fight. As for Zhang Xue, I respect his decision." That sentence says so much. When he started again, he put almost everything on the line. He even used his own name for the new company. And unlike many husband and wife businesses, the company shares were not equally split between them. Most of it stayed under Zhang Xue's name. Personally, I think that was his way of protecting her, because even he didn't know what the future would bring. What happened next, we all know. Zhang Xue's new company exceeded investor expectations. It reached the world stage years earlier than anyone imagined. And the WSBK victory made countless people admire his stubborn devotion to his dream. But when you look back at Chen Xingyi, you realize something even deeper. They had been together since they were 14. Every pit he fell into, she fell into too. Every hardship he endured, she tasted it with him. And after he finally won, she only posted a simple message. One line stood out to me. I am someone without a dream, but because of his dream, more people were finally able to see my life too. That line really stays with me, because not everyone is meant to stand in the spotlight, but that does not make their role any less important. Some people chase the dream. Others protect it when it is still fragile, when it brings more sacrifice than reward, and more uncertainty than applause. We always celebrate the person who wins, but behind many great victories is someone who believed before there was proof, who carried the pressure, and who kept the dream alive when it was easiest to let it die. So Chen Xingyi should be remembered as more than just a supportive wife. She was the quiet strength behind the miracle, the person who helped a dream survive long enough to become real. If this story moved you, comment behind every dream. Like and follow for more China stories that deserve to be told.